at the Colts.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
Partner, you know how guys always tell us it's not about the numbers, it's about the win? It's about the numbers, too. Almost 400 yards passing by him last week. What can he do in this one?
Well, earned him AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Maybe he'll try to get 400-plus here and duplicate that honor again. Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. He'll drop to throw. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He'll look to throw. It's caught. Mitchell. And to the 46 he goes and no further, so he is well short of the first down marker. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that's going to make it fourth down. On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And leading them out is their fifth-year quarterback.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Finding his target, it's Trey McBride. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Texans will take over. The Texans offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. I mean, he's been solid here in the early part of the season, currently ranked in the top 5 amongst NFL quarterbacks in passing yardage. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they'll run the option to start the drive. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper. Here's 2nd and 3. Handoff, running left. Here's Hall. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Looking to throw. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. The numbers for Hall in last week's ball game. 12 carries, 69 yards, and a touchdown.
They've won 2 straight games, and they've done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll set up a throw. Hard throw, incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Open man, he completes it to Judy. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Back to throw. Down the left sideline, and finally brought down at the 38. A big play there for Indy. 41 yards.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 38. On play action, they'll throw. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. A give to Pacheco off the option. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 2 straight runs of 5 yards. 1st and 10. Pacheco. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Here's Pacheco. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Holding offense.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. The kick by Bass is good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Texans offense set to regain possession.
They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Adonai Mitchell, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
2 yards to go, 2nd down. Here's Pacheco on the read option. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he goes out right around the 39. 3 catches now this afternoon, the same number he had all of last week. Also, it's a first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Pacheco gets it up the gut. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. A short one here, caught by McBride. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 46-yard line.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Pass incomplete. You look at the defense for these Texans. They were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
Over the middle into the hands of Burks. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 32-yard line. After 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On the slant, Burks.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area, and after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
They'll try for the first with Pacheco. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because They handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
41 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Touchdown, Colts! Traylon Burks from 6 yards away. And the Colts have regained the lead. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it was Traylon Burks capping things off with a touchdown catch. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Called it the 26. Houston set to take over. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
2nd and 4. He'll get that complete to Harrison. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
A gain of 14 yards. First down, Houston.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Back to throw again. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think there he had to come off of his primary receiver in a big way, just trying to get it to a secondary guy, unable to get that play completed.
Checked down, but didn't even have enough time to do that. Incomplete. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Derek Brown able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. A short one here, caught by McBride. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
It's a big number 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 19-yard line.
They'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Rose. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. A short one here, caught by McBride. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. Fortunately for him, that ball stayed close so that he could recover it on his own.
And you know the prayers that were going through his head as the ball escaped from him? How happy was he at the end of it when he found the football again, able to retain possession?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Holding offense.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
He'll get it here on the jet sweep.
And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
They'll run with Hall. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. They lost a big chunk, 6 yards there, and it leads to 4th down. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
That's caught. Left side, it's Burks.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
Looking right side, and it's intercepted.
And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here.
And down by a field goal, they'll take over with excellent field position following the interception.
The slot man in motion right. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Straight ahead is Hall.
And he dropped it about the 11 after only a yard.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instinct. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play.
2nd and 9.
Back to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. He'll drop to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans.
Adonai Mitchell
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Texans have taken the lead in the 2nd quarter, and already his 2nd touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this 1st half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And that makes it 14-10. So that drive, 4 plays. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Colts offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to play this safe.
So what you're saying is that we're doing a little bit of a mind meld here, aren't we? Because I'm thinking along the same lines as you. This amount of time, don't be compelled to play it too safe. This is a chance to get points on the board. Press it a little bit.
And especially since a touchdown here gets you the lead. They tried the throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. He'll look to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Colts first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Again, he'll drop to throw.
That one's taken in by Spears.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll look to throw again.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
The kick by Bass is good.
And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in this last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They'll throw now on the final play.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Bucky Irving, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. Next, we head off to check out another game, and they were losers in that ball game to the visiting Cleveland Browns. Joe Burrow, excellent in the victory, as his guys run their mark to 4-2 on the year. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And it was the visiting L.A. Rams who get the victory in that one. Jackson Smith-Njigba, a touchdown catch in the victory. This one's been all you could hope for as an NFL fan. Just a 1-point game here at halftime. This has been as much fun as you could hope for, with both these teams in it to win it.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Colts offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. They'll start with the option.
It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's second down.
Well, that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. He'll look to throw.
They'll set up the screen to Pacheco.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
Now back to throw. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him, do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
They'll set up a throw.
That's going to be caught by Judy.
That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Back to throw.
That's complete to McBride. He's got room at the 30.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Back to throw now on first down.
It's complete. Burks.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Out quickly to Judy.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
10 yards on the pickup.
Looking to throw. This is caught. Touchdown!
Trey McBride
from 4 yards out.
And the Colts have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half.
And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for 2.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Texans offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. The tight end in motion right. Now a play fake here on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Paul on a give up the middle. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. That ball caught by Harrison. And he's brought down. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They're going to look to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Wilkins. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Back to throw again.
He gets it underneath to Hall.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick. But instead, it's third down.
Slot man moves right. Out of the gun now on third down. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. And this one is right through.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Colts offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him. And he'll look to keep it rolling right here. Open man, he completes it to Judy.
Short completion, just 4 yards. And that's going to bring up second down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 30-yard line.
They'll drop to throw.
And brought in downfield by Burks.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun.
And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory.
46 yards rushing for him now to this point. From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd down and 4. Now a toss left for Pacheco.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
They'll set up to throw. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Milton Williams
picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks. Pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
The Colts send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away.
On the return is Sims.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And now out comes Houston. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it.
I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Here's a 2nd and 7. Wide open receiver, complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Wilkins. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
A 5-yard gain on the play. 1st down, Texans.
They'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive. This offense on the march.
They'll run with Hall. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Holding, offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Back now in Indianapolis. It's been a good one so far, just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. They go play action here on 1st down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, this defense knows. 4th quarter, they need to make a play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
He'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. A 10-yard completion, but still now facing 3rd and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Texans put together a 4th quarter drive to take the lead.
No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
So that one, an 8-play drive that spans 75 yards. And the result, a Houston touchdown.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Their home team's offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Pass to the right, and he's got McBride.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down.
At the 37-yard line.
They'll look to throw here.
This is taken in by McBride. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one good for 26 and a first down.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Headed straight, it's Pacheco.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
A handoff now for Pacheco.
And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
Well, what looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. Well, he picked it in the end zone. They're glad he brought it out all the way across midfield into enemy territory.
And don't think for a second that some teammates didn't tell him to stay in the end zone, right? What he did there, to me, was the equivalent of baseball running through the third base coach's signal to stop at third. And
it's only good
home.
If you're safe.
And he ended up, to me, this counts as safe. That's a great return.
So here are the Texans to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll give to Hall. Powering forward. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That good for 19 and a first down.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive. But sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
And check down complete to Hall.
Only able to gain a couple there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And the Texans are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Back to throw here. This will be caught at about the 6. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Flush to his right, and he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Now back to throw. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And the Texans are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, that's multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
Extra point right down the middle, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Colts getting another possession here on offense. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. That's going to be caught by Judy.
And he is going to lose yardage here. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the first one for the 2nd one to even matter.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Here comes 3rd down and 7.
Looking to throw.
And that went to the right side and incomplete.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that when that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs and team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
He's got Harrison left side complete. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Call that a very strong gain of 24. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
from 6 yards away.
And the Texans have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. Well, this, of course, set up by the stop a moment ago on 4th down, and now that might be the score that puts this one officially out of reach.
And it's a tough one because your hands are tied when you're losing in the 4th quarter because you know you've got to make something happen. They couldn't pick up the 1st down, and after that, the air just went right out of the balloon, and you knew you were looking at a defeated team.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will make this a 19-point game.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field.
Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down.
That one's taken in by Spears. 3rd and 2.
They're going to look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. They'll look to throw again.
It's complete. Burks.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Back to throw again.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 43. They'll drop to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete.
And he's got a first down as he's going to be taken down. But a very nice pickup there just in front of the 2-minute warning.
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll set up to throw. Touchdown, Colts!
Trey McBride.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Colts have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13.
Here's a give to Hall.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He'll look to throw.
He gets it underneath to Hall.
And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on for the 5th time here today. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass.
And they're going to sack him yet again. The pass pass rush has been relentless. This time, it yields a safety. Well, this defense has been smothering all game long. Why not give them 2 more points here in the closing minutes?
Well, they've certainly earned it. They've gotten the better of this offensive line for 4 quarters, and this sack here will just be a little icing on the cake.
And this returnable for Sims.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Houston, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll get another road